Chapter 5 is on the present continuous. The title of the chapter is Planet in Danger. The title of the chapter indicates what theme or topic we are going to be reading about as we discuss the present continuous. Let's get started. To begin, we're going to hear a discussion about saving lemurs. A lemur is a ring-tailed, sort of monkey type of animal. But let's learn more about it as we listen to this conversation.
Saving lemurs.
What are you watching?
I'm watching an interesting video about baby lemurs. Do you want to watch it with me?
Okay. What's it about?
Scientists are raising about 250 lemurs at Duke University in North Carolina. They're breeding them there.
Why are they raising and breeding them at a university? Why aren't the lemurs living in the wild?
Lemurs are the most endangered mammals on the planet. Scientists are trying to increase the lemur population. Lemurs are disappearing from their native Madagascar. Some species only have a few hundred individuals.
Aren't all lemurs from the same species?
No, there are about 100 species. The Duke Lemur Center has 21 species. In this video, scientists are working at Duke University. Other scientists are working with the people of Madagascar. They're teaching the local people how to protect the lemur population. Lemurs are close relatives of humans.
Really? Oh, look! They're so cute. They're looking at the scientists. Those babies are playing. That one's climbing a tree. Oh, and that baby's jumping onto its mother. It looks like the scientists are enjoying their job.
Shh, I want to hear this part.
We're weighing the babies. We want to make sure they're gaining weight. If they're gaining weight, they're healthy. Some babies aren't gaining weight. That means they're not healthy. These babies are sleeping. Babies sleep most of the time for the first month.
I think those scientists are doing a wonderful thing.
I agree. It costs over $7,000 a year to care for a lemur. I'm thinking of sending money to help the Duke Lemur Center.
Let's look at the comprehension check. After I turn this music down. Number 1, lemurs come from Madagascar. That is true. Number 2, humans and lemurs are closely related. That is true. Number 3, there are 250 species of lemurs. That is false. Here it says there are 250 lemurs, not 250 species of lemurs. For 5.1, the present continuous forms, we're just going to look at and talk about the forms of the present continuous verb, of the verb be. Here's what I mean. These are all affirmative statements, which means positive or yes statements. For example, if I put yes in front of all of these subjects, the statement still makes sense. Yes, I am playing. Yes, he is playing. Yes, it is playing. Yes, you are playing. So we call these affirmative statements because they are in the affirmative or yes form. Now, This first column shows the subject. The second column shows the verb, which in this case is a be verb. And this third column shows the verb itself. They use the same verb for each of the subjects. The present continuous as a form for the first person is I am playing. For the second person is he is playing. She is playing. It is playing. And a lemur is playing. And then you are playing. We are playing. They are playing. The babies are playing. What do you notice about these three subjects that's common or similar? These three subjects indicate more than one. Remember, when we use you, second person, the be verb is always are. And that's the exception. For the rest of these subjects are plural. We, more than one. They, more than one. The babies, more than one. We are, they are, the babies are. Let's look at these language notes because I think they're important. We can make a contraction with a subject pronoun like I, he, you, she, it, they, we. We can make a contraction with a subject pronoun and a form of be. So we take the subject pronoun like I and the form of be like am, I am, and we put them together. I'm. You are, you're. He is, he's. We are, we're. She is, she's. They are, they're. It is, it's. Number 2, most nouns can also form a contraction with is. A man's talking about lemurs. This is a contraction that brings two words together. Man is. A man is talking about lemurs. A man's talking about lemurs. So here we've taken a noun and is and brought them together to form a contraction. A man's talking about lemurs. Number 3, when the subject is doing two things, we don't repeat the verb be after and. The lemurs are climbing and jumping. We don't repeat the verb be. What is the verb be in this sentence? The be verb is are. So we don't repeat are. We do not say the lemurs are climbing and are jumping. Even though that is not an incorrect way of saying or writing that sentence, it is more efficient to not repeat the be verb. The lemurs are climbing and jumping. Number 4, we can put an adverb like still or also between the be verb and the main verb. Scientists are working with lemurs at Duke University. They are also working with people in Madagascar. So here we put the adverb also between the be verb are and the main verb working. Okay? They are also working with people. Number 5, the present continuous is sometimes called the present progressive. So let me circle these. Continuous, progressive, and I'm going to underline present, present, and I'm going to connect these two because they sometimes mean the same. Present, well, they always mean the same, but they're sometimes called present continuous and sometimes they're called present progressive, but they mean the same. So you can use either phrase. In this book, we're using present continuous. Let's turn to page 116. Here are some negative statements. I am not sleeping. He is not sleeping. So in order to make these statements negative, all we do is add the word not between the be verb and the verb, which would be the progressive verb here. Let's look at some language notes. The contraction for is not is isn't. The contraction for are not is aren't. Number 2, there is no contraction for am not. So we never write am apostrophe T or something. There just is no contraction for am not. So that means that there's only one way to write I am not sad. Just am not. Number 3, we can make a contraction in a negative statement with a subject pronoun and am, is, or are. She is not watching the program. They are not sleeping. Let's take a look at exercise 1. It says, listen to the conversation, fill in the blanks with the words you hear. Use the correct form of be and the words from the box. You can use some verbs more than once. Here are our words, which are all progressive verbs. Cutting, living, losing, studying, watching, dying, looking, not doing, trying, working. Each of these verbs belongs on a blank. So let me play this for you, and you listen and fill in the blanks.
I'm watching an interesting program on TV. Do you want to watch it with me?
I'm not doing much now. Maybe. What is it about?
It's about parrots. These parrots are living in the wild in Africa. A scientist, Steve Boys, is studying Cape parrots of South Africa. Boys and other scientists are trying to protect the land where these parrots live. People are cutting down forests. Parrots are losing places to make their nests. They're looking for food, but they can't find enough. So many of them are dying. Boys is working with local people on a project to plant trees. He's trying to give these parrots a place to make their nests.
And that is 5.1, exercise 1. Good luck.